What's the confidence diet? Because this is an interesting point you make in your book, and it reminds me of Tim Ferriss had something in the 4-Hour Work Week, and when he was on here, he talked about the information diet, which was a really novel concept back in the day when I read this like 20 years ago, where he said, restrict the amount of information you consume. And remember, he used to say, check your email once a day and be careful what you consume. Now, this is almost like pre-YouTube, where you couldn't, pre-Netflix, where you couldn't be consuming 24/7, but he was always like, be careful about what you consume, even though it's free. And it was a new concept. But what do you mean by the confidence diet? You have to be careful what you're consuming and how it affects your confidence.
100%. And I've definitely taken inspiration from other people that have this, where they go, your diet isn't just what you put in your mouth, it's what you expose yourself to. And then another bias that's in the book is the availability bias, where we make decisions based on information available to us more so than the reality of the situation. Driving somewhere is more dangerous than flying somewhere. Yet no one gets petrified in the back of an Uber putting the seatbelt on. They get scared getting in the plane as it takes off, because they've been exposed to films that go down, crash, everything. We don't get exposed to car crashes. People come to Bondi Beach in Australia, they're like, oh my God, how'd you deal with the sharks? I'm like, you're more likely to drown today than you are to get bitten by a shark. However, the drownings that occur on Bondi Beach aren't quite the ones that make it to movies. So the information available to us, even if we were to sit here and go, we should build more nuclear power plants, people are like, you crazy, Chernobyl? We need to be doing solar panels. And then I could go, hey, more people die from falling off installing solar panels than they do from nuclear energy generators. So we build this reality based on the information that feeds us to it. And it's important that the people we surround ourselves with, we need to appreciate that almost like ointments that we put on our skin are transdermally absorbed. We need to appreciate that everyone around us, their opinions, their visions on the world, their levels of confidence, that is going to seep in and it is going to affect our reality on the situation. Even during the pandemic, we saw people in hysteria through the information they're absorbing. No other thing in history have we had a daily death count. It was insane. People's skewed reality was almost, and now the annoying thing is we're a couple of years past it and it's just been blown over. We were absolutely freaking out. And I'm not saying I'm not a COVID denier or anything like that, but the information available to us is a very important part of how we see the world. And we need to appreciate that there is a diet that goes beyond what we stick in our mouths and swallow. It's what we listen to, what we hear, what we see. And and the hard thing here is a lot of people that love you most will be the first to squish your dreams and ambitions because they want to see you safe. And if I had lent on my family for support with my ambitions early on, I would no doubt have had my ambitions squished down. So people need to take stock of the information they're getting from people. Because if your partner, loved one, family member, colleague, business partner, they're either a wind in your sails or they're a headwind. And you need to appreciate which direction that's going to go. And I always say about like picking your passengers. If me and you had to drive up to Manchester right now, who you have in that car is of utmost importance. Because if someone is going to steal your energy or your ambitions or your confidence or your drive, you'd be better off paying to put them in another car.
Now, the real truth is you need to get rid of most of your friends and family if you want to do something important in this life, right?
It is, and it can be like that, yes. And it's harsh, but then you've got to think about the bigger picture as well. Should you leave their kind of visions behind? Show them it's possible, don't ask them if it's possible.
Yeah. It's funny, I did a TED Talk in 2015 and I talked about when I started this show, London Real. And it was like a year into it. And I don't know if you remember back in the day, there wasn't like a Facebook page for like a corporate, it was just a personal page. And I remember one day I looked at it and I could tell how many of my friends and family had liked like my London Real thing. And it was like none of them. And I was like, wait a second, these people know I quit my job in the city. I'm doing this 24/7. Like this is everything to me. And I would ask some of my friends, have you watched my show? No, I'm too busy. Like, you're too busy, like click on it, you could lie to me at least, but none of my friends and family supported me. They all thought I was crazy. And at first I got upset with that. And then when I started finding the London Reelers, people that were on my vibe or frequency or something like that, then I started finding people that really liked what we were doing and were interested in psychedelics or whatever. Then I was like, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. Because your friends and family, they're there not necessarily to support you, to see how bad you want it, to see if you really believe in this thing. And you ultimately need to find your tribe of people out there that really are on your frequency. And if you can get through that hard part, you'll find all these people that are like, they want to support you, they want to encourage you. And then when that happens, your friends and family will say, I always knew you were going to do it, James. I always knew it.
It's interesting because there is a power. If you can appreciate that person isn't going to be a wind in your sails, there is a utility to it. And for instance, I've got friends, and we were saying before that I need to take YouTube more seriously. And I think to myself, what's the level of content I want to make? And I go, I want to make videos so good that my friends watch it. They're the hardest people to convert. My friends on YouTube, who wants to catch up my day, that's the level I'm at. But also it is quite good to have some people around that just don't give a fuck about your ambitions, because you'll be like, I've got some work, and they'll be like, shut up, come on, we're going for food. And you'll be like, okay, it is quite nice in some respects. So have them not care about your world. But then you pick up the tab for dinner and they give you the little, yeah, you're doing well.
Yeah, I guess it's good to have a mix there as well. But yeah, I mean, the truth is you're going to have to cut out a lot of that if you want to go somewhere.
Or just not let it in your diet. Just not let it go into your mind, not let it be absorbed, and just to wear that kind of thick skin with it. Because the weight of one negative comment will outweigh 1,000. And I've tried so many things from a mental standpoint to try and even the scales with this, but it's tough. That small dig, that small criticism from that one person whose opinion doesn't really matter that much. Again, those people that don't watch our stuff, they're not contributing to your subscriber count or your views or your YouTube revenue or your paid products or those things. Yet you let that small thing they've said carry the weight of 100 people that buy into you. And it's a very difficult thing to let go of.
Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.